when we're done talking about Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, when we look back, you'd be like, man, Kevin Durant was a bad boy. He was a bad mamma jamma. Bad mamma jamma. Right? And I think it's absolutely fascinating that this bad mamma jamma, while he's incredibly well regarded by players in the league, there's always that, yeah, but, right? Yeah, but. KD's great. Yeah, but he had to join the Warriors in order to win 2 championships. KD's awesome. Yeah, but he gave up a 3-1 lead when he's in Oklahoma City. KD's amazing. Yeah, but he went to Brooklyn because he needed somebody else to take some of that white-hot spotlight like Kyrie Irving. He wanted to get out of Golden State, out of the shadow of Steph Curry. There's the yeah, but. Fair or unfair? And look, I think he's done some of the damage to himself with his use of social media and the defensiveness by which he answers questions from the media. Like, I don't think he's done himself a ton of favors. Kevin Durant is an all-time great player. If he never plays another game, he is a first-ballot Hall of Famer. And he's going to play another game. You know? I mean, look at how incredibly accomplished he already is at 31 years old, and he'll turn 32 in September. He's a 2-time Finals MVP. He's a most valuable player of the league in 2014, a 10-time All-Star. I don't know if you care that he was a 2-time All-Star Game MVP. He was the best player and go-to scorer on not one but 2 Olympic teams. All right. He's a 6-time All-NBA first team and 3-time All-NBA second team. Plus, he's led the league in scoring. I think he's led the league in scoring 4 times. Like, that dude's a bucket. But you think of him as the runner, right? He's the runner. He's in Oklahoma City. No, he's in Oakland. No, he's in Brooklyn. So I watched the Nets play last. You guys watch the Nets play last night? Like, that was fun. The Nets already in the playoffs. All their big-name players, aside from maybe Karis LeVert, I don't know if Karis LeVert's a big-name player, they all decided to stay home, right? DeAndre Jordan's like, yeah, I got COVID. Like, yeah, dudes had COVID. They reacted. They recovered. They come down. He didn't want to come down. Kevin Durant was cleared to play. He didn't come down to train. Kyrie Irving, same thing, didn't come down to train. Spencer Dinwiddie had COVID. He's had injuries. So that's like 4 of their top 5 players didn't come, and then there's some other dudes that didn't come as well. I mean, it felt like the beginning of the movie Major League. Hey, what do you think about managing the big club? I don't know, Charlie. I got a guy in the other line about some white walls, right? And they call what was the catcher's name? Or he's down in Mexico, and he thinks they're messing with him because his knees are so bad. That's what putting together the Brooklyn Nets look like. And they've been really good and really fun to watch. And everyone seems to come away with the same conclusion. I hope Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving don't screw this thing up, right? Then you got Kyrie, who, immense talent. Like, that dude he is arguably, I wouldn't say inarguably, but arguably the best finishing guard in the league. What's that mean? That means the ability to make shots around the rim and out the rim. You know, he went from flat earth to let's make our own league. You know, there's something suspicious about the bubble and rounding us all up and putting us in a bubble during this time of social unrest. Like, he said some things that you're like, what? And then you have the fact that LeBron couldn't wait to get rid of him in Cleveland. He goes to Boston. They're better without him than with him. Now in Brooklyn, they're having a ton of fun without him again. He unprovoked, no one asked for him to say it, but he grabbed the microphone and said, if you'll have me, I'm going to re-sign an extension, which he didn't do. And then he gets to Brooklyn, and while he's hurt half the year, he had the chutzpah, which means balls. He had the chutzpah to say, like, you know, I just don't think we have enough good players to win a championship. And there's like guys in the room like, hey, You know we can all read here, right? You're talking about me when you came here because of our culture, and part of our culture was it wasn't about any one guy. And now you're saying, well, it's about me not having enough guys around me. Oh, so look, Kyrie's a guy. Kevin Durant's a guy who's really respected and well-liked by most NBA guys, or really well-liked, but maybe not as respected because of his moves, right? But his game is respected. Kyrie, his game and talent is respected, but as a guy, he's just seen as odd and a hard fit and hard to coach. You know, he's the first guard ever to not dig playing for Brad Stevens. Like, what? What? You know, 5'9.5" Isaiah Thomas was an MVP candidate playing for Brad Stevens. And Kyrie Irving, like, just can't figure out Brad. I mean, that's like a quarterback not liking playing for Bruce Arians. Right? Wait, I get to drop back and throw it deep and just, you know. I mean, Jameis Winston couldn't stop throwing to the other team. He still threw for 5,000 yards last year. Anyway, I feel like this next year, we've all gotten a chance to see what Brooklyn has built and how they truly like to play without those guys. You add them both, and if it's a disaster, it is not good for their legacy, nor should it be. And it's interesting because Kevin Durant should be viewed as, if you want to say LeBron James the top player of this era, I'm okay with that. Kevin Durant should be viewed as the second best player of this era. He's the best scorer of this era, a better scorer and better overall player than Carmelo Anthony, and a champion. You know, and frankly, like Kawhi Leonard's different, but if I had to pick one, I would pick Kevin Durant 6 days a week, twice on Sunday. And I love Kawhi Leonard. But that legacy gets complicated because of the running. And for Kyrie, you know, when we talk about Steph and we talk about Damian Lillard and we talk about James Harden and Russell Westbrook, Kyrie should be right in that conversation. But between all of the injuries and all of the pushback, you know, where he fights you on everything, just hard to have that discussion. Just really is. This next year will be a year that defines the long-time lasting legacy of two guys who will be in the Hall of Fame, two guys who are all-time greats, but two guys who have different kind of strains, issues in terms of their past teams and past relationships.